Hello guys, we're from Group 4 and welcome back with us. In today's video, we're going to talk about structural racism with the topic is Stop Racism and Create Peace and Stability. The members of the groups are me, my name is Leticia, and my friends are Sereno and Estevano. As we already know that racism is a belief system or theory that holds biological variations among human races, which is influence cultural or individual development. It also holds that a certain race is more unique and has the right to denigrate or subjugate other races that viewed as inferior. Actions that we can consider as racism, for example, we can take from the tragedy of George Floyd. So a video of Floyd's arrest showed that a white police officer kneeling on his neck for several minutes, despite Floyd's complaint that he was having trouble with his breathing. That action led to the tragic death of George Floyd. So the protester claimed that the violence was motivated by racial discrimination, brutality, racism, and discrimination against people of color, particularly black people in the USA. So from that tragedy, let's say no to the racism and let's stop the racism. How can we stop the racism in our community, in our society, or in our country? The first way to stop the racism is committed to anti-racism. On the individual level, people must commit to being anti-racist for racism to end. So while we just mentioned that systemic, racism will not end even if everyone stopped being racist overnight. The first step in personal anti-racism is necessary for people to fight to end the racist systems. Anti-racism is a line of pursuit. So for the second way is learn more about the people in your community. Having a good understanding of your community will help you identify the best approaches for reducing racism. Read through your local newspaper, magazines, or websites to get some background information. So for the last one is speak up if you see a racism in action. If you hear someone use racial slurs or make racially insensitive jokes or mistreat people because of their race, step in and say something. You might be afraid of someone who is openly hostile, but think about how the other person feels. Well, that's all from me. Next will be explained by my friend Estevano.
Thank you, Leticia, for the opportunity. I am Estevano Zulam da Cruz. The things that I want to share to you, what is the racism? What is the structure of the races? For me, racism is the belief system or ideology that assigns different values, rights, or opportunity to individuals based on their perceived racial or ethnic background. It involves prejudice to discrimination and system inequality directed towards individuals or groups due to their race. Racism is a harmful of perpetuate social injustice, undermining equality and human rights. According to the video of the George Floyd in America 2020, which talk about the death was a result of police brutality with a manifestation of system racism. The specific type of the racism is case and is anti-black or based on the color of the human, when individuals of African descent face discrimination in individual based on their race. Now, I want to share to you some example about how to eliminate the racism in the world. The first, education and awareness. Promote education about racism, its historical context, that its impact, raise awareness about unconscious based on their announced empathy and understanding. The second, police reforms. Advocates for change in the law and police to other system races includes police reform, criminal justice reform, equality opportunity legislation, and anti-discrimination laws. Third, we talk about the community engagement, foster dialogue and collaboration among the diverse community to change stereotypes, promote inclusivity, and build strong relationship or create a strong relationship. The fourth, we talk about the allyship and support, encourage individuals to actively support migrants community, listen to their experience, apply to their voice, and change discrimination attitude in and behaviors. The fifth, we talk about the structure change, address structure inequality in the areas such as education, employment, healthcare, and housing to create a more equable society. And for me, for myself, how to eliminate the racism come to ourselves. We must respect each other and don't look how they come, how color of this kind of one people and how they come from. Don't look at that. We must respect. We must put all of the people in the world are the same because based on the creator of the God, we all are the same. And the first thing that's important, don't look at the background of the one people. And the last, I want to say to you, stop the racism. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stefano. So here I want to generally or conclude that generally the imperative for change to combat racism is undeniable. So it is a collective responsibility to challenge and dismantle the structures that perpetuate racial discrimination and equality by fostering understanding, promoting inclusivity, and advocating for justice. We can work towards a society that celebrates diversity and embraces the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. The journey towards eradicating racism may be challenging, but it is a path worth traversing for the sake of creating a more equitable and harmonious world. Let us unite, break down barriers, and forge a future where racism is but a distant memory replaced by empathy, respect, and genuine equality for all. Stop racism and say no to racism. Thank you.